Essentially, the crisis in legal education, if you want to call it that, results from the overall economic picture generally. The law firms that were often the major market for our student services have downsized dramatically, at the same time as our costs have risen over the years dramatically as well. So students are paying more for an education where the probability of a high-paying job upon graduation has decreased dramatically. So that's one element of the quote-unquote crisis. A second element is that in part because the firms are feeling such economic pressure, they would like the schools to provide students who, as they say, hit the ground running. That is, students who are ready to begin the practice of law as soon as they start with the firm. For many years, the model has been something different. The students come to law school for 3 years, they learn how to think about the law, develop their analytical skills, really hone how to think like lawyers, as we say, in part because the law changes. So it's more important to have the analytical skills than necessarily know exactly what the black letter is at any given time, because that changes, or how to draft a particular type of document for a particular type of client in a particular setting. At the same time, though, because the firms pay quite well and their model is based on billing their clients on an hourly basis, they need to derive value from their new attorneys as soon as possible. So the firms have been pressuring the law schools to provide more in the way of practical education. From BU Law's perspective, we've tried to respond in a number of ways. We have tried to keep our tuition increases down at the same time as we've increased financial aid. Second, in terms of training our students, we've done a number of things. We rank very well in any study on quality of teaching, and we don't want to lose that traditional teaching of how to think like a lawyer, that traditional learning how to research and write, learning how to analyze a problem from various sides. At the same time, we think we can do more and better on training our students to become practicing lawyers. So we've added a transactional law program that will help the student that wants to go into business law know what the documents look like, know how to think like a client, know how to understand a client's business, what the risks are that they're trying to address in a contract, and why it is that you don't always sue someone. We've dramatically expanded our other experiential opportunities, including the slots in our clinical programs and our externships. Last semester alone, we had 80 students in externships around town in Boston. We also have a semester in practice program where students work full-time outside of Boston, often in DC or in California, but really places all around the country. I don't think that the solution to the crisis, so-called, in legal education can come from any one school or from any one sector of the profession. Rather, it needs to be an integrated approach that the American Bar Association, the schools that it accredits, and the profession itself undertake as a mutual effort. The law remains a noble profession. It is one of those areas where you have a real opportunity to help people. And it's still a great place for a student to begin their postgraduate education, and the career can still be a tremendously rewarding one. My advice to any prospective student is, though, take some time and think about this, because it is a major financial investment. And if you don't have that passion for justice, that passion for the Constitution, for what makes the United States, if you don't have some sort of passion for helping people, whether it be the underserved poor or it be the corporation, if you don't have that passion, then rethink your choice. But if you do, you can't do better than the law, and we like to think you can't do better than BU Law.